Hello there, Rob Tepper here, Rob Tepper Unleashed on Facebook, and I am going to do some training right now for my assistant and for my partners to be able to create email messages for solo, ad, and for swapping campaigns. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to demonstrate 5 different autoresponders that I'm currently using. And what I have to do at this time is when I'm running a solo ad, if I really want to leverage my entire list, I have to send messages in all 5 of these autoresponders. So I need you to know each of them, and I think what I'll do is I'll break this up into segments for each autoresponder. Each one will probably take 5 minutes or so, and then you'll just go through the segments that are beneficial to you. How does that sound? So I'm using a LabTech little camera here that I have external. You can buy them these days for 20 bucks. Most computers have them built in. Makes it extremely easy as I'm recording this on Camtasia to be able to have my face on the screen somewhere. I see my camera's on, and I'm actually now looking at my screen, and hopefully you are too. And this is AWeber, and we're going to log in here in a minute. Let me just show you everything that I've got here. GVO is the second autoresponder that I'm going to demonstrate to you. And then we're going to go on to Imnica, then McMoby, and finally ListNinjas. And so that's amazing. Now I know there's others. In fact, I'm probably going to be getting 2 more and eliminating most of these that I've already got, or paring them down. But 2 other ones that are very useful and good, and I will likely incorporate for a variety of reasons into my business, are eBizac and eBizac I've just heard a lot of good things about, and of course GetResponse. I'm not using GetResponse, but I think AWeber and GetResponse are kind of at the top of the heap, and then GVO is kind of the next down, and the others are all working hard to get to the level that those 3 are at. And maybe eBizac is up there too, but my experience with the other 3 that I'm using, which are Imnica, McMoby, and ListNinjas, currently are not getting nearly the kind of deliverability that the other 3 are getting. Alright, so let's move on now to AWeber solo ad and swapping setup training. Okay folks, so now we're going to start with AWeber, and we're going to create a an email that's going to go out to several different lists simultaneously, and that email could be going for a swap, or it could be going for a solo ad. So let's start out by logging into my AWeber account, and if you're working with me, then you'll have my username and password for this account. Once we get in here, you will see that there are many different lists that I have been building, and for the purpose of solo ads and swaps, we are always creating broadcasts for this list right here, build list fast 1. So if we go to the home page, we'll see all these different lists, and you can see the number of subscribers. Today is this column here. If we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we see 11,994 subscribers. And then there's all these, which I need to get rid of because I'm paying for them, so we will get AWeber to delete those. Definitely need to make that happen fairly soon. What you can see here is that I'm typically getting 90, let's say 60 to 90 clicks per broadcast that I send from here. Okay, so keep that in mind, 60 to 90 clicks. And so we're going to go into this build list fast one. We're going to go into messages, broadcast, and you're going to see all the broadcast messages that have gone out. And if you're familiar with any autoresponder, you know they're all slightly different but basically the same information. So in this case, the most recent broadcast that went out is on March 17th, and it actually had, looking through past response rates, it actually had a pretty good click rate. Certainly relative to the open rate, the click rate was good, 1.1%. That's towards the high end. Over here we have 1.1%, here's 1.3%. But you can see that I'd love for it to be higher, but 1 to 1.3% is about the best I've been able to do. So generally what I will suggest that you do is just copy the most recent email, because it should be the best and the latest, and you'll use that as essentially the template for your next email. So once we open this up, you can see what it looks like here. And what I'm going to do is to go in here, and I'm going to well, we haven't talked about what the message is that we want to create this time. So I am now contracted to run a solo ad, and let me show you. I'll bring the screen over here. This is the link that when someone clicks on the email, this is where it's going to go. It's going to go to here. Don't worry about the details. I just want you to see that this is the ad. Make $200 for each person you refer. Okay, got that? So I have created ad copy before I started recording, and sometimes our solo ad customers are going to provide the ad copy, but it's really up to us to choose, decide whether we want to use the ad copy that they provide us or whether we want to modify it, because at the end of the day our goal is to get as many clicks on the link as possible. You understand? We don't want to mislead people, but we do want to, number one, we want to get them to open the email, which means that the subject heading has to be good, and it means that the message has to be written in a way that it won't go directly to spam. So in general, I will be providing messages, and you can refer to all the messages that have already gone out, and again look at their percentages and choose the best ones and just make them better. That's the easiest thing to do. But in this case, I have created a message, and we're going to just use this. So the subject that I came up with is make $200 for each person you refer, and I'm going to put that here in the subject line, and then I'm going to go here, and you can see that this is actually the body copy, and then everything after that I actually use a template, and we'll make it better over time, but right now it's a template. This red robtepper.com IM survey, for some reason it doesn't like this particular cloaking, but it does work. But if you click here, ignore validation, then that'll look pretty, so you can make that go away. And then my gift to you down here, you should click on that link and see what it is, but essentially this is a tracker, and it can stay here, and we can always change the gift so people can get this every time, and every time they click on it they'll get a different gift. And that is kind of a bonus. I'm sending out a solo for somebody else, but everything after the solo is actually sending people to my stuff. I'm sorry, this click here, if we leave this, that would also be part of the solo. So let's continue through the process. You're going to have the ad copy. In this case, where did it go? Here we go. This is the ad copy. that we created. I created this, and I'm going to, I did Control C. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push Control V, and I don't like the spacing, so I'm going to delete that line, delete that line, and delete that line, make it look good, and then actually what I'll do is we'll put the link twice in the message. It's always good to put it twice, so we'll put it here and we'll put it here. And if we just took well, let me show you how this really came about. So here's the customer. The customer is B Feta. That's Brandon, buddy of mine. B Feta. And so Brendan gave me the links, and the link is right here. This is what he gave me, HyperTracker. And by the way, you can see the conversation. I said, yes, I can do that one. I know Nucopia. Okay, you can send that today. And what's the price? Can you send that today? $250. Yes, I can send today, and I can do it for $250. Awesome. Well, you have the link, and I'm sending you funds. What's the PayPal? Do you have any ad copy? And this is what I wanted to show you. Do you have any ad copy that has been converting well? If not, I'm happy to create it, is what I told Brandon. He says, perfect, which is my email address. No ad copy. I trust that you know the list best, so you can create, please. Funds being sent now. And I might as well show you the way this business works is so cool. If we take a look at I haven't even opened it yet, but I saw it come in. So this is it. Young Money Success sent you $250, 500 click solo. Is that a beautiful thing? I mean, that happened in a matter of a 3-minute conversation. So cool. Okay, so let me shut that. Get back to that. Now we know the link. We again click on that link so you can just see. Oops, that's not it. Sorry about that. Do that again. We'll go here, click on this link. Actually, all I have to do is click and it'll open. There we go. And I'll show you. See, that's the ad I was just talking about, right? So we want, I'm going to copy that link, right click, copy selection. Okay, so now I've got that. Now, rather than putting that in here, for the moment we'll put it here just as a placeholder. Okay, and we'll put it here because I told you these are the two places that we want it. But we don't want this link because we need to track it ourselves. So here's the next step. The next step is that we use this tool called AdTracks Gold. AdTracks Gold is a wonderful tool. And what we're going to do is, we know that this is a Nucopia campaign, and we know that it's a solo. So we're going to add, well, first let me just let's take a look at the campaigns that we have. There's other ways to do it, but if we do it from the last year, that's just last year. We want to do it from this year. I think we want to do this year. Okay, in a second we'll see this year, and this is still last year. That's what I knew, because I didn't start using this until this year. So let's go to this year, go to report, and we're going to see all the campaigns this year. And so basically this is a Make Money Online campaign. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the Make Money Online group, which is it's kind of catch-all for many different things. I've got a Grow Your List Fast group, I've got a Make Money Online. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Make Money Online group, and we're going to make this the primary link that goes into this particular we're going to use this campaign and see what when you click on this campaign, what it does is that it takes you to this URL, which is right here. It's actually a rotator. And so this is the next tool, is this quality click controls, a rotator. And I have these different groups. My co-hosted events, Make Money Online, Empower, and 10 million impressions banner right now are the groups that I have. So we're talking about the Make Money Online group. And this is a rotator. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, we're going to select this rotator. And we're going to add a new link. Better than explaining it, let me just do it. We're going to put that URL in here. That's what we want to track, okay? So we're going to put, we sold 500 clicks, we want to over deliver. We're going to give 560 clicks, and we're going to say that this is Brendan Solo, and let me put in here a little more information. This is called Young Money Success LLC, so I'll put that in there too, just so I can keep track of it. Young Money LLC, Brendan, 500 click solo. So there we go. So we're gonna, and then we're gonna put this first in the rotator, and we're gonna save it. So now what happens is that if you look at the rotator, the last thing that I was running, we were going for 168 clicks, and that is done. So we're going to archive that. And at the top is the one that we just put in here, Brendan Piscini, 560 clicks. You see it's number 1 in the rotator. And the reason we're using a rotator is because when somebody clicks the second time, they don't go to the same thing every time. That way we can get paid for every click. If somebody clicks the second time, they will go to a different ad that we can sell to somebody else, and we can either get paid for that, or it can be our own ad, and so we're monetizing every click. You understand? We're not wasting clicks. If somebody clicks on something a second time and you're using a rotator like this particular one is called Quality Click Control. I also have a second rotator, which I don't want to bother you with right now, but they're both really good. The other one's called Click Maximizer. But for now, we're done here, and we're going to go back, and now that we know that we're using this Make Money Online campaign, this is the link, and there's one more very important piece that we need to add on to it. So we're going to go here, and we're going to replace that. And now we also want to add and S equals, and we're going to call this, we want to have a consistent name, so it's Brendan Piscini, we'll say 031813 AW for AWeber. And you see that this is not part of the link. That's because if you put anything after the end of the link, it doesn't come as part of the link. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to say equals BP031813 AW. So that is Brandon Piscini, 3/18/13, March 18th, 2013, which is today, AW, which is AWeber. And so we're going to track the clicks that we get in each of the autoresponders. So this is AWeber. When we take this and put in another autoresponder, we need to change the AW. Okay? Now, just because it looks like this doesn't mean that the link is stored this way. So let's double click and see that the link is not stored that way. It's actually what we first inserted. It only has this much of it. So what we want to do is we go copy. This is a little tedious. You might come up with better ways to do it, but if you go copy, click on it, and then Control V, now the whole thing's in there. Now it's consistent. And then we can copy this, Control C, put it here, Control V, and we're also going to hide it here where it says click here, double click on that, it opens it up, and paste again, Control V, and now you've got that link 3 times in this message. Okay, one last thing we want to do is make all the size of the font consistent. We're going to make the whole thing Arial 15, and you see another defect. This is not 15, these are not all the same size. So what we want to do is, again, you might find a better way, but let's just go to make sure that it changes, and then we'll put it back to 15, and then it'll be right. You can really change it to any size, but I'm just familiar enough with it that I knew that that wasn't 15. This is 15. This is still not Arial. If we go to Arial, and again, a different size, and go back to 15. No, that's not, that's 15. Oh, see, that's Verdana. So now I'll change that back to Arial. And they're both the same size. So that's one way to check, is that, you know, this link here, when you put it in here, it better be the same size. And then here, it's hidden, so it doesn't really matter. And then we're done. Now the other thing that you can do is to make it stand out. So you can say, and that's just the beginning, you can bold it, and you can highlight it. That's kind of cool. Okay, you just want to catch people's attention. And then the other thing that you can do is you can say, instead of putting the link here, you can say something like, check it out now, and backspace, backspace, get rid of everything else. The link is still staying the same. So now somebody has a choice of clicking on what they see. They can actually see the link, or they can copy and paste it into their browser, or they can click on this check it out now, and to prove that that's still got the right link behind it, double click on it, and you'll see Brendan Piscini 031813 AW, and that's it. So that is how we create one simple email for AWeber, and it took me 20 minutes to do it while I was explaining it. Once you get good at it, it should take about 10 minutes to be very, very thorough. We have to click next. When we're doing solo ads, we don't want to paste them on Facebook or on Twitter. When we're doing our own ads, we usually do. Okay, and we'll definitely be doing a bunch of our own ads. So this is a solo, so we're not going to post it anywhere else. In this case, I'm actually going to run it right now, so I'm not going to schedule it for later, but you can schedule these up to a year in advance. Very, very powerful. And in general, these two lists, Build 7, Build List 7, and Build List Fast 8, they're new lists, and I have to send a series of introductory emails to these people, about 8 emails, and anybody who's working with me, I'll provide you with that sequence of emails. I provide that to people before I put them on my solo ad distribution list. So keep that in mind. That's why I'm not sending to them yet. But what's really cool is that even though I created this just for Build List Fast 1, and if you really want to do tracking, you send separately to each of these lists. But when you're in the solo ad business, once you have created, done everything on the personal relationship side that you can, and now you're sending emails to people every day, you just want to be able to make it as efficient as possible. So being able to send to all lists at one time is extremely powerful. So that is, let me finish. We'll save the message. And by the way, you see, I'm getting distracted, and so many times I'll get distracted and you get 2/3 of the way through, and then you wind up getting pulled away. And make sure that you get to the point where you've saved it here, and then you're okay. But if you're in the middle of creating it and it times you out, then you'll have to start over, and that's kind of a bummer. Although, before you start over, if you've created a message and you just haven't saved it, and you know you've timed out, it's still on the screen, and you've done most of the work, then just copy and paste that message, that body copy, to the clipboard, and then go ahead and log back in and paste it back in again, and that'll save you some time. So here's our message: make $200 for each person you refer. I've never used that subject line before, but I'm going to try it. We're going to click Q, and we're going to send it, and we are done. That, my friends, is how you queue up a message in AWeber, how you take a solo or swap copy and you go through the painful process of converting it into the font that will be consistent with the font that you've been using and the tone. You know, if you get copy from your customer, you may have to change a few words. You may have to remember it's your list. You have the relationship, so whatever they tell you they want you to send doesn't really matter. Your job, my job, is to get the most clicks possible while not deceiving the customer. So of course we don't want to tell them that they're clicking on something that by clicking they're going to make $1 million, and then they click and they wind up having to opt in to figure out how they can make $100, right? Just so long as we're honest with our message, it is a very, very powerful tool. AWeber is one of the 5 autoresponders that I'm using right now, and we're going to go on to autoresponder number 2, which will be GVO, in our next segment. So this is Rob Tepper. I hope that you got some value out of this, and if you don't have My Speed by eNounce, go to eNounce.com. I'm an affiliate. If you want, you can ask me by Skype or something for my affiliate link, but it's a great product and it's free 7-day trial, and it will allow you to listen to me and to anybody else on a video like this at up to 5 times faster. For me, I know you can get by listening to 2 to 2.5 times the speed at which I just did this, so imagine how much time you could save. So that is my $1 million tip. Well, I don't know if that one's $1 million, but yeah, I mean, so much productivity. Imagine being able to watch Dagan's 3-hour webinar that you missed in less than an hour and a half and get all the content. That is huge, because what could you do with that other hour and a half? You can make your $1 million, right? Okay, Rob Tepper Unleashed on Facebook, robtepper.com on the web, and a lot of other places as well. Over and out for now. Well, hello there, Rob Tepper. Rob Tepper Unleashed on Facebook, robtepper.com on the web, and all kinds of other places. So we just finished teaching some of you how to take a solo or a ad swap that you receive from a customer and to send it out via AWeber. And anybody that watched that video, we just did this one, make $200 for each person you refer. And now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that in GVO. So this video is about GVO, and any of you who are not familiar with GVO, it is definitely up there. I personally think from everything I've heard that AWeber and GetResponse are the top of the top, and GVO is next in line, but the CEO of GVO is a committed internet marketer and network marketer. For those of you in network marketing, it's nice to have somebody that understands both of those business models and is committed to creating an environment for those of us that are also doing internet marketing, because there are a lot of rules and a lot of little things that you gotta be very very aware of, that you have to, rules that you have to follow when you create emails, so that your email doesn't go to spam and so that your account doesn't get blacklisted. So notice when I logged in here, it took me right to Pure Leverage. Pure Leverage is owned by GVO. It's a tool suite, and GVO, or Go GVO, is the autoresponder part of that. And that's this GVO is kind of a legacy platform. It's been around for a little while, and Pure Leverage just is brand new. But the two work together. So what we want to do is we want to scroll down. Once we're in GVO, we want to scroll down and click on Autoresponder. now that we're logged into GVO, it might come up with this screen. This happens to be campaigns. It's showing statistics for campaigns. So you can just see I've sent out a ton of emails. I've sent out 142,000 messages to this list, a total of 160,000 messages. So, oh, actually that's not true. I've sent out this many, 1,849,326 broadcast messages. So there you go. And I haven't had too many bounces, and we're going to do more with some of you. We'll worry more about some of this in the future. But the two lists that I send to all the time is the Get More Leads and the Success Secrets Revealed. The Get More Leads is the primary funnel that leads have been coming into when they come in through GVO. And that's a whole nother topic that, you know, every one of these different campaigns is associated with some kind of it is a campaign. So there's a squeeze page, and there, if it's done right, there is an entire sequence of one-time offers and, you know, leading people through. That's not true, actually. Every list is a little bit different. Every list definitely has an entry point, which is typically a squeeze page, but not necessarily so. It could just be a website with a list, you know, sign up here to get my newsletter, sign up here for a free chapter of my ebook, or whatever, sign up for a 20-minute coaching call. That puts people onto one list or another. So, but all we're doing now, let's get back on track. We want to go and create a message for GVO. So we clicked on messages, and then you see that there's the different categories. We're going to be working with broadcast messages, and we're not working with the Build Your List Faster campaign. That's one of my newer campaigns. The campaign that we send everything to is this Get More Leads campaign. So always check up here and make sure that you're on the Get More Leads campaign. And now you can see the click tracking here doesn't work. We go to our AdTracks code for click tracking, and you'll see when we go to the Make Money Online campaign and we look at the GVO suffix, for example, here's GVO 3832. Everywhere where there's GVO here 22 clicks, GVO 35 clicks, GVO up here 21 clicks. So 32, 20 to 40, here's 25. In general, I think we are seeing in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 clicks GVO. Here's a 40 clicks on GVO, 46 clicks on GVO. That's back in February. So, and that list is getting a little bit old right now, so we don't get that many clicks, but hey, 20 clicks right now. From there, adding on to the 80 to 100 that we're getting on AWeber, that is a starting point. So now getting back to GVO. So what I typically do is I'll take the campaign that is one of the most recent campaigns, and might as well just take the most recent one if you have no reason not to. And then we will, since we've already created this for AWeber, any of you who haven't seen the AWeber won't have this to work with, so you might want to go back and watch the setting up for the AWeber. But we can also do it directly from the ad copy that we started with. So as I mentioned in the AWeber video, you start with subject and body copy, and you essentially copy and paste it into your autoresponder, and all the autoresponders are very similar in that regard. So going back to AWeber, what you'll see is that I send everything to 4 campaigns right now: Mark Lee Event 1, Stephen P Event 1, Success Secrets Revealed, along with the Get More Leads. And so that's all fine, don't change that. Here we're going to change the subject, and you can see we put make $200 for each person you refer in AWeber. If we go back to the original ad copy, make $200 for each person you refer. So wherever you get it from, doesn't matter. You're going to copy that. You're going to paste that into your subject line right here. Same thing with your body copy. Body copy, let's just go directly from our original ad, and we'll go into GVO. By the way, just to show you, you can see, and that's the beginning, the results are insane, blah blah blah. The same exact wording that's right here, and that's just the beginning. The results are insane. So we created it on AWeber. Now we're going to copy and paste it into this GVO, and I'm going to make the whole page just one notch smaller. So we're going to go down to your success, and we're going to paste in that other copy. And I don't like the size, and there's this extra space, and now we've got to put our links in here. So to put the links in, we'll go through that same process that we did in AWeber. Well, we know in this case I'll always be providing you with a link, but here the link that we're using is Make Money Online, and well, in this case let's just take it from here, because anybody who's creating, if you create it from AWeber, you want to be able to just copy and paste exactly what you've already done. So we just copied the link address. Now we're going to go in here and we're going to paste it, and we're going to go down here, we're going to paste it, and we're going to go here, take the spaces out, and now we've got the link there twice. And then before we're done, we're also going to paste that same thing here. In fact, we might as well do that now. If you're using Firefox, click here. It's just kind of a trick. Then in GVO, you need to click here, Edit, Insert Link, once you've highlighted something. And in this case, we don't care what was there before. We're going to put the link that we just took from AWeber, or wherever you get it from. And we're going to change AW to GVO so we can track that these particular clicks are coming from GVO. And then we're going to copy that. We're going to copy that, and we're going to use that link everywhere. If you forget, you can always go back. We're also going to change this to GVO, and we're going to change this to GVO, and now we're going to, this shouldn't be bold. These are some of the weird things that happen when you move it over. This also shouldn't be bold, so we'll get rid of that one time and make that look beautiful. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to make the font family Arial. I want to make the font size 14. Looks very nice on here. Much better. Okay, now remember we copied this into our clipboard, so now when we go here and we insert a link, we paste, Control V. If you need to, if you didn't do that the first time, you can grab it, and it's here already. Same thing here. Another little trick is that I like to do, make it bold first, and then you go here and do Control V again because it's still on your clipboard. Insert, and then we'll go back up here. We'll make this one bold. Another little trick that I showed those of you who watched the AWeber one is now what you could do is you could say, check it out, instead of having this whole link here. Check it out, and just delete everything else.
Let me ask you a question.
And the link, because you inserted it into a place where the link was, the link is still attached to, it still goes to the same place. It still goes to this Make Money Online link. And by the way, all this ampersand S26S, don't worry about that. If you created it the right way, then it's saved. If you're not positive, you can go here and Control C and go back in here and paste it in again so that it looks the way that it should, right? And say update, and then click on here, go to the link, make sure it's right. See, we just did this 3:16:13. No, actually today is 3:18, so we just so happens that we don't have to change the whole thing, but to keep it simple for you, I'll say let's just remember we've got it already in the clipboard, so let's just delete that and do Control V again, and there we've got the Brendan Piscini, who is our customer, 31813 GVO update. Voila. Okay, now the rest of this information you should check out one time, but it is this is for people to complete a survey so that we can work with them directly. And I like this ad copy. This copy that I use down here, you're welcome to lift it from me if you like it too. And then I always give away a free gift. That's attached to a rotator, so that every time somebody clicks on it, they get a different gift from me, and then one more opportunity to get involved in something that I'm doing. Next, and I probably should have done this first, is that we want to create a text-only version of the same thing. So go up to the HTML if you've created that first. Once you know this, you can switch the order around. And we're going all the way down to your success. So we just copied that. Now I'm going to paste it. Now one thing to remember is this check it out is no longer a link. So now what I would do is I would say colon, and I'll copy this, which is what was hidden in that link. Control C, check it out, new line, Control V, voila, beautiful. And then down here, this is left from before, this is the old link, so do another Control V, so we've got the correct link in there, and now we've got the link in the text version 3 times, and the rest can stay the same. So what we're trying to identify here is we're sending people to this tracker, and then I've got the S, which is sub-campaign, so I can identify it. It's set to opt-out GVO, which lets me know that this is the link they clicked on. It's not really opt-out, but it's like, read to the end, free gift GVO, whatever I want to call it. But this is, again, this is a way that we can track exactly which links people are clicking on. Okay, so when we're all done, I didn't talk about setting up the time. You can set a later time right here, but we want to send it out now. Now it's 18:56 according to this, and I have it set to send at 18 o'clock, so it's not going to like that. So if I want to send it now, I can do 18:45, or I can do 1900. If it's within the last 15 minutes, it'll take it and it'll do it immediately. Then I'm going to click Add, and then there it is. It's ready to go, but it hasn't gone. In fact, to make it go, I have to do that. Click on the queue action to put the message into the queue for sending, and we are going to click on queue. And there we go. And for any of you who watched the AWeber, I sent that out. And let's take a look and see how many clicks we've gotten on it so far. So we've got to go to the Make Money Online campaign. That was just like 15 minutes ago. And we're looking for 318. I think we have to redraw it. Hopefully we've gotten at least a few clicks. We're looking for the 318 campaign. As soon as we check this out, we will end this segment of the video. Where is it? Make, M-A-K-E. There we are. Okay, do we have 318? We don't have anything from 318 yet. Wow. Oh no, here it is. BP 318 AW. So we got 28 clicks from the AWeber campaign that we just put up a few minutes ago, and then we've got 2 clicks from the GVO that we just sent out. Okay, so 28 and 2. Let's redraw it and see if it goes up to 28 and 3 maybe. That's what this whole tracker thing is about. And as you have a bigger and bigger list, those numbers start to rise, and it becomes so important that you track them. Okay, so BP, still 28 and 2. See, there were 33 total clicks, but 28 unique clicks, and then there's 2. So we're up to 30. We got to get up to 500. So we're going to move on and get set up for the next autoresponder, which will be ImnicaMail. Alright, this is Rob Tepper, Rob Tepper Unleashed on Facebook, robtepper.com on the web, and lots of other places. I hope to catch up with you soon and to see you at the top. Hello, Rob Tepper here in beautiful San Diego, California. And in this segment, I am going to teach you, or show you, how I use ImnicaMail when I am placing solos or swaps. So I have previously demonstrated AWeber and GVO. There's really no order necessary. They're all very similar. So the idea is that you can just watch, the video that is appropriate to the autoresponder you're using. But it just so happens that for a variety of reasons, I'm currently using 5, count them, 5 different autoresponders. And I'm going to be consolidating, getting rid of a few, but I actually think I'm going to be picking up a couple as well. So anyway, this segment is about ImnicaMail. I was introduced to Imnica at an event hosted by none other than Dagan Smith, one of my most favorite mentors, one of my favorite people. Great guy. For anybody that doesn't know Dagan, open your eyes. Everybody knows Dagan. We were talking in his workshop back in December about different options for autoresponders, and Imnica was one. I was looking for another autoresponder for a variety of reasons, and that's when I picked this up. So my partner Joe and I use this together, and you will see here that I'm not logged in. If I do refresh, see, this is what you get when you go to the Imnica login page, and we're going to just log in. I'm logging in to the account that we send from, and I am not happy with the opens and clicks on Imnica right now, but that's not what this is about. This is about creating a new campaign, and we're creating a campaign for any type of a campaign that we want to run. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a solo or swap, but my demonstration is, hey, I run solos and swaps every day, and I'm doing it several times a day sometimes, and so I'm walking you through the process of how I take ad copy. This is after the ad copy has been created, after the links have been created, and I create the emails to be able to go out to my list. Very simple part of the process. We will cover separately the link creation. I'm using AdTrax Gold, and we'll talk about rotators. I use a couple different rotators, but right now let's focus back on this particular campaign. So you can see, anybody that hasn't been through the other videos, there's AWeber and GVO. In both cases, the make $200 for each person you refer is a subject line. So what I'm going to do in Imnica now is that I'm going to make that the campaign name. Why not? Make $200 for each person you refer. Never used that name before. And I want to send to all lists. Imnica is nice, it lets you do that. So you see that the first list, you can't select list builder list, but you can select all subscribers in this list. You can't select MLC, you can select that, but if you click on the top one and then you scroll down to the bottom and you hold the shift and you click on all subscribers in this list, then you get them all. That's what we do. That's what I do when I'm sending out solos. Create campaign and edit. Why not start with a previous campaign if you have one that you like? And I've got lots of them that I like, but just for grins, we'll start out with an empower message that I know is good. And here I use a little bit different alias, Coach Rob, still Rob, not hiding. And this is my business website. You should definitely send from multiple different addresses. I also started including in an image in this because it seems to like that. It considers it to be less spam. so why not keep it? But okay, so HTML only I do, but maybe we should change to HTML and text because I'm getting such poor open. So why don't we do that from now on? We'll add the text. And the subject line, we're going to use that same subject that we had already copied. It's on the clipboard, so I can just paste it. And now we're going to create two versions of the message. And this is already here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our add copy. In this case, I've got it in a document. I've also got it in AWeber. I've got it in GVO. So if you've created it once, you can copy from where you've created it before. In fact, let's do that this time because most of you, Imnica will not be your primary place. So you've created it in one autoresponder or another. It doesn't really matter, but you've done the hard part. So now what we want to do is just copy down to your success, Control C. You can do that from wherever you created it the first time. And now we're going to go in here and we're going to go down to your success. I think I've got that in here. Nope, in this one I've got I appreciate you. So we're going to Control V and oops. Now we want to okay, so I messed up. So you see that what do you do when you mess up? Well, in this case we go back to where we copied it from, and I didn't mean to delete this part, so we're going to do a Control C and go back to Imnica. We're going to put that part back, and then we'll be back where we need to be. To your success should not be highlighted, bolded, so you unbold it, and then the thing that makes it look beautiful is that you take all of the main part of the message and you go back and you set it to leave it in paragraph and set the font to Arial, set the font size to 14, and you might want to do something like I did. I don't think I did this in GVO, but I did it in AWeber. I need that yellow so it stands out a little bit. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. But we do have to make one more change. We want to identify that this is not, see this AW here, this is to tell me that this is AWeber. Now we're on Imnica. So what we want to do is we want to put, I use IMN, sorry, no caps, IMN. And if you insert it somewhere in between, before the end of the link, it'll be part of the link. If I put it right here, it won't be. You see? That's why I put it here. I can add in IMN again. I can add in anything, and it stays part of the link. But if you add it after the link, no go. Got it? Well, actually, tip. And the other part is that now, just because we did that doesn't mean anything. It looks like it's now linked to IMN, but it's not. We have to click on Insert Link, and we have to actually really change it to IMN. Okay? Two parts. Every place where there's a link, we have to take care of it. In this case, since it's not showing, we only have to get behind the scenes and change it from AW to IMN. And you see the power of this. We could actually click, we could check where on the page the link is. Since we have 3 links that go to the same place, we could identify them all separately and track each of them separately and see which one is getting clicks or which one's getting the most clicks. And I've been through some trainings. There's some good tips and secrets to do that. Okay, so now the rest of this was already here, so when you click on my gift to you and you look at it, it should have the IMN at the end. You see opt out, IMN. I use opt out to symbolize that it's in this end portion of my email. It's not really opt out, but it's kind of, it's a way to tell people a bunch of different things. And then I give them this gift, and this gift I put on a rotator, which is another little tip that you can steal from me. And then you can give them a whole bunch of, every time they click on it, they can get something different. Alright, now for the plain version of it, that'll bring me back, in this case, bring me back to GVO. It should already be sent. I sent it, I did this 10 minutes ago. So now this has been sent, so I can copy it, or I can view it. And when I view it, the reason I want to view it is because I don't want to create it again. I'm going to take this text version verbatim, Control C, bring it over to Imnica. This is something you just got to do one time in your life. And we're going to, let's see, we are just going to change the GVO to IMN. IMN there, should be there 3 times, right? We know it's 3 times everywhere else. There's the 3rd time. Voila. And then, oh, there's one more time actually. When we get down to the end here, this is that opt-out, so we want to track that also. Why not, right? Now, we're golden. Okay? And that, my friends, is the creation of the message. And it's great for solos, it's great for swaps, it's great. It's just the way you create email messages. And you should always check your work. So the next thing you want to do, keep it simple, preview the campaign right then and there. You can send it to your email, but I just like to look at it this way. I've done enough if it looks good here. And also you can check your links. Hey, free gift, that's good. Oops, back. Let's see if we click on it again. Do we get the same free gift? We might. Hello. No? See, we get another free gift. Oh, I'm very generous. What happens if we click on it again? Ooh.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ever go down to your local coffee shop to grab your favorite coffee?
That's what you call a rotator. So, anyway, once you're done and you are happy with the links, and by the way, you should definitely check all of your links until you're very, very confident that you're doing it right every time. Then you can see this is a separate window. X out of it, get back to where you were in Imnica, and let's see. What we're seeing here is spam filter 0. It likes the message, and we're going to go to next, send. We're going to send this right now, my friends. This is a real message. This is not just being recorded for your benefit. This is something that I need to get out for my buddy Brendan. So we're going to send this right now, and I have not been impressed with the open rate or click rate on Imnica, but it's neither here nor there. That, my friends, is how you create your solo or your swap or your own personal affiliate message with the best ad copy that you can come up with and the best subject line that you can muster out in ImnicaMail. This is Rob Tepper. You can find me at Rob Tepper Unleashed on Facebook, robtepper.com on the web, and Rob Tepper on Google. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Hello, Rob Tepper, and I am ready to show you and you and you and everybody out there that is working with McMoby, a newer autoresponder, how to use it most efficiently and effectively to place your solo ads and to send a message to your list, whether it's a solo or whether it's a swap or whether it's your own affiliate link, whatever the ad copy happens to be. I'm going to show you how to most efficiently set up a message and send it out on McMoby. So first of all, you have to get there and type ar.mcmoby.com/contacts. That is the that's the way I get there anyway. And then I'm going to log in. I'm going to assume you can get this far without any help. And I have 2% open rate, which is pretty much what I have everywhere, but what we're going to go through here is how to create a message, and you can see my total contacts on here is 7647. I'd like to send messages out to the AW imports, and I'd like to send this time to my campaign. And let's take a look at the number of subscribers in each campaign. How do I even do that? Okay, so AW imports has 5846, and my campaign has 1083. So those are the two big ones in my case, and so those are the two that we're going to send to today. Alright, so let's start out with a message. Click on messages, and we're going to go to a new message, email message. And McMoby is very powerful, can do a lot more than I'm showing you here. But right now we're just going to quickly set up a message to send out a broadcast. In my case, I'm going to send this one out immediately, but you can set this up for today, or later, or immediate. Very nice. As far as campaigns, you can only send to one campaign at a time. At least that's all I know how to do. But it's very easy once you've done it for one to bring up this, essentially to copy something and just change the campaign name and send it out again. So we're going to go through that. Now I'm going to send this one out from Rob, and we'll do it here as Coach Rob, and we're going to use this ad copy. Make $200 for each person you refer. Oops, undo. And by the way, in case you're wondering, that goes to this particular landing page, and guess what? There's some great consistency there. Make $200 for each person you refer. How do you think I came up with that? But I think it's good enough to use as a subject line, so we're going to test it out. And we are I don't think I copied it, so I'm going to do that. Make 200 for each person you refer. And we put that here. And then we're going to go, oh, sorry, I don't want to do this. I don't want to create a brand new message. What I want to do is I want to copy a message that already has been sent because it's already got the template created. So let's start with the latest message that was sent, which is this one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to edit email message, and we're going to put in the subject heading here, and then we're going to go to the ad copy. And since we've already created this now 3 times, if any of you are doing this, McMoby is probably not the first lesson you're looking at. So we've already done AWeber and GVO. Let's take our ad copy from GVO. In this case, since we've already created it there, we've created it in AWeber, we'll just go Control-C. Or you could take it from the original, but in my case I didn't have the links all set up in the original. I set them up in the first autoresponder, and then
we need,
copied that
because I was just inspired by Brian Michael. You know, I too have heard so much about CPC Broker, and as Brian Michael mentioned, there are some very successful people in CPC Broker who can attest to its effectiveness. And
now, again,
you know, I saw Brian Michael talk about it just now. He mentioned how he has purchased some traffic that he's experimenting with, and I respect Brian Michael's opinion. There are some very powerful testimonials for CPC Broker, and so what I just did while I was waiting, in fact, I just teased people on Facebook and said I'm about to announce a new paid traffic source for the Team Tessa rotator. So, well, if I could share my screen, I would. I'm not sure exactly how to do that here in GVO, but I just purchased a traffic campaign in CPC Broker, so I can also send traffic to the Team Tessa rotator. And of course, everyone here is eligible for the Team Tessa rotator as well. And in fact, while I was waiting, I got a call from CPC broker Craig Chambers about the landing page that I'm using, which is the rotator landing page. So that is my big announcement, courtesy of Inspired by Brian Michael. I will also be purchasing traffic from CPC broker and sending that paid traffic to the Team Tissa rotator, which everyone here can benefit from as well. So I'm also going to be experimenting with it. In fact, when I set up the account, the link that I sent to CPC broker was not the lead capture rotator page. I meant to include the lead capture rotator page, so I'm going to edit that as well. But I mean, just a great example of how we are all working together to help each and every one of our team members succeed. But as Brian correctly pointed out, it is up to you to get plugged in. You know, Brian has his back office resources there on his blog. He's posting resources as well. We have resources in the Team Tissa Facebook group where everyone is welcome, as well as in the Team Tissa back office. So it's up to each and every one of you to stay plugged in. Stay connected, pay attention to Brian Baer's webcast, pay attention to Brian Michael's webcast, pay attention to mine, listen to what we're saying so that you are able to take advantage of all of these resources. And things are happening quickly. I mean, we are in a fast-moving business here, folks, and you have to keep up with us, and as long as you stay plugged in, we are obviously clearly here to help each and every one of you. The other point that I just wanted to echo that Brian Michael made, which I think was such an important, such a great point that Brian made about how there's really no difference in how hard you have to work, whether you're promoting a $10 product or a $25 product or a $100 product versus a $3,000 product or a $1,000 product. I mean, that is so
of the text version, now we need the text version.
And I too have experienced that. You know, now
copy and paste it.
Our team is having great success in Empower Network. I'm having tremendous success in Empower Network, and I'm not working any harder. I'm absolutely not working any harder. I think where I'm working the hardest, if you will, what takes up most of my time, and I know this can be said for Brian Michael and Brian Baer as well, what takes up most of our time is in putting together these resources for the teams. That's like, for me personally, that's what takes most of my time, working on the various tools with the gremlins to put together the resources for team members. In terms of promoting Empower, I am not working any harder to earn $3,000 commissions than I would be to earn $10 commissions or $50 commissions or $20 commissions or $100 commissions. So, I mean, if you think about that, it makes no sense. I mean, like Brian was saying, for me personally, there is no way I'm ever going to go back to actively promoting a $10 product or a $20 product or even a $100 product. Why would I do that when I can, with the same amount of effort, in fact, if not with less effort, because frankly, Empower Network has such a phenomenal funnel, such a split-tested, refined upsell process, okay, that in many ways I find it easier to promote Empower Network and easier to make more money with Empower Network than I have with $10 or $20 programs I've promoted. I mean, it's a fact, because there's even from the $25 level,
so step one is
from the $25 level to the Inner Circle product, which is $100, company-wide, the conversion rate from the basic EN Empower Network membership to the Inner Circle product is about 50%. Okay, so that's about 50% of people who start at the $25 blogging product level who upgrade to the Inner Circle product for those monthly recurring $100 commissions. So I just, you know, I can never see myself going back to promoting $10 or $20 programs. I'm not taking anything away from those programs. But I just think to myself now, why on earth would I do that when I can literally wake up to $3,000 commissions? Literally. It just makes no sense. And so the flip side of that, is if you are balking, if you're kind of hesitating at, wow, well, you know, the inner circle is $100, or Costa Rica is $500, or the 15K formula is $1,000, or you know, the master's course is $3,500. Well, stop for a moment and remind yourself that what that also means is once you own those products, now you can resell those products for 100% commissions. And so it's like I say to people all the time, look, if you want to have those $1,000 days, if you want to have those days when you wake up to $3,000 commissions, you need a business that's selling $1,000 products or $3,000 products. And here we have these 100% commissions, right? So it's just absolutely a no-brainer for me. And just the one other point, if you don't mind, Brian, that I wanted to touch on, and in fact, I think you were talking about the power of belief. This is actually when Craig Chambers from CPC Broker called me right after I placed that order. But I think you were talking about the power of belief, and that is so important in all of this, because if any of you, and I hope everyone here, this is part of the 8 daily core commitments, is to listen to those Empower Hour calls Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you listened to the call last night, it was a phenomenal call with Laura Parrish, who's just become a total rock star in Empower Network. Tony Rush spoke a few words as well, and without rehashing the entire call, Tony Rush, as he so often does, made a great point about how in so many ways this is like a movie. You know, if you take a DVD and you pop it into your DVD player and then you fast forward all the way to the end, okay, and you know, now you know how the movie's going to end, okay, and then you start at the beginning. Okay, and if it's a good movie, you're still going to be engrossed and you're still going to enjoy the movie and the characters and so forth, but you know, no matter what, you know how it's going to end, right?
There we go.
And you know that in the end, everyone's going to live happily ever after, and the good guys are going to win, and so on and so forth. Well, the analogy that he was making is that that's no different than the belief that's required of you in Empower Network. Because when you believe in this 100%, like Brian Michael does, like Brian Baer does, like I do, like so many of you do, you already know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is going to change your life. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are going to achieve your magic number per month or per year, whatever that is. So in other words, you already know how this movie is going to end. It's a foregone conclusion. And that's a great feeling, because what that means is that you believe in this 100% and you absolutely positively know that this is going to work for you, just like it's working for so many other people. And that's a great feeling, but it is that level of belief that is required to make it work for you. And if you're one of those people who's kind of like sitting on the sidelines, you know, dipping your toes in the water, just going to kind of see if this, you know, see if this works, see if it's, you know, then it's probably not going to work for you, because you don't have that level of belief that is required. And that's why the events are so important. That's why it's so important that you hang out on these live webinars with Brian Michael and Brian Baer and myself and all these other great leaders we have, because we believe. And when you surround yourself with enough like-minded, like-hearted people, whether it's doing these live webinars or with 5,000 other people in Chicago, April 19th through the 21st, this business will go from your head to your heart. And when you believe in its power to change your life, live, and its ability to help you live life on purpose, live life on your terms, that's when absolutely incredible things happen. And every single one of you here is capable of that. You know, so the belief is absolutely critically important. And you know what? If you don't quite fully yet believe in yourself, that's what we are here for, because we believe in you and we know you can do this. So stay close, stay connected, get plugged into all of these awesome resources that Brian Michael is working on, that Brian Baer is working on, that I'm working on. And as I said, we just added a new traffic source, paid traffic source to the rotator. courtesy of Brian Michael, inspired by Brian Michael, CPC broker. So I will keep everyone posted on that in the group. But both Brians, thank you for everything you do. You guys rock, and same to each and every one of you who are here in attendance. Back to you, Brian.
What we want to do is go back to the message that we just sent out. Accidentally sent it out multiple times. But let's go back to the latest version of it, and we'll just grab that, copy it, and
hey guys, can you hear me okay?
In there twice.
I'm having a bad hair day, so hi. Can't see me.
What we could do is
Tissa, you rock. Brian Michael, you rock. You know what? This is just
the entire thing.
It's one of those days I'm gonna go on a rant because just
paste. And then
I don't know. I get too excited. I get too excited.
Once we've done it,
in fact,
make sure that it all looks
I'm
right.
sorry about the
MCM.
15 minutes. I was late 15 minutes. Never. Well,
for it to be,
actually, I am late sometimes, but I do apologize for that, Brian. I get stuck in traffic. Tissa is absolutely right about everything he said. Brian's absolutely right about everything he said. I cannot wait to meet you guys in Chicago. It's all about Chicago, guys. I'm not even playing around. It will change your life, okay? If it is anything like Austin, Texas's event, which they're saying that every event gets better, and I joined, I think, 2 days before went to Austin. It was life-changing. I'm telling you, it's all about who you associate yourself with, all right? So get to Chicago. We will make accommodations to help you with I'm going to buy tickets for my team. If you need money for tickets, just get to Chicago. It's absolutely going to transform your life. Really quickly about the new rotator at bearmarketing.us. It is live now. Traffic is running to it. I've got a few people that are having issues with it. I just want to, Brian, I don't know, I want to be able to get these people plugged in to it because we're kind of ramping up the traffic more and more now. So you guys can connect with me via email. All right, try to give out my email address, Brian. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the easiest way to help help everyone. Mail at brianbear.net. I put it in the chat box a little bit earlier, but if you're having trouble, all I need is your Empower Network username and your sponsor's username, because the way that the rotators work is your sponsor has to be in first. Okay, when you register, it checks the system to see if your sponsor's in there. That way, people outside of our teams can't join. I don't want to be paying for traffic for Joe's Empower Network team of
we forgot to put in the subject up here.
We want to keep this limited to my team, his team, Brian and Michael's team, because, well, obviously, the less in there, the better. So we want to absolutely make sure that nobody from outside of our groups can take advantage of this free traffic, just like Tissa's rotator and Brian Michael's pop system. Guys, this is, I don't want anybody to get confused. There is a brand new marketing system right around the corner, and we're talking a matter of days away. Okay, it is. There has been a little bit of delay. The rotator was
unfortunately
a little tricky. We got it working really well now.
For two different lists.
And I want to also point out one thing. I'm not sending traffic to the homepage, bearmarketing.us. There's actually sending it to a file. And what it does is it just puts people's.
Once you go through it,
I'll put it in the chat box real quick, just so that you guys can see it.
It took me 20
in
minutes,
action.
including creating it twice. Once you're good at it, you're not trying to teach somebody, you should be able to do this in about 10 minutes. Let's see, hopefully it got sent.
That's the link right there. And
right up there.
Don't go to that link, unless you want to check it out. But what it does is it sends the traffic to the different affiliate links in the system. And the more products that you have, the more entries you have in the rotator. And it is active right now. It's been active for a few days. But I don't want anybody to get confused with the new marketing system, because that's what I'm really excited about. That's what Brian Michael's excited about. That's what Tiss is really excited about. I know some of you are pretty excited about it too. It's a totally free marketing system. There's going to be, no strings attached at all. It's going to help you to build your list. It's going going to be structured around the Power Network, and you're going to love it. It'll help you. Platforms help people. I personally have made over $1 million over the last 4 years. Well, yeah, well over that. And
you've got the broadcast mode,
it was
and
all
you've got the
mainly because of systems, marketing systems.
So they call
and so,
Autoresponder the follow-up.
you know, what's the first one that I joined?
You can
someone else
up a bunch of messages in advance.
Kind of, it was having
right
issues.
Now we're
I
doing
actually
the broadcast
created my
mode
own,
so that we can
and
set up solos,
these systems work.
swaps,
you know, Brian Michael's system,
got our
system
ready
works.
to go. We just
The
need to get it
rotators,
out.
they work. And you really will not find, I don't care, you will not find another
I was
group
introduced
of
to
people
McMoby by
that
none
have
other
so much to
than
offer.
Kristen
We're talking about free
Darkenwald,
traffic here.
who
And there's something else that I wanted to bring up really quick,
friends
Brian.
with Mike
Okay,
Collins, and Mike is working
more
with a guy
and more
named
people
Neil Hua,
that are
and
that
they're
are on my team,
very, very
I am
cool
seeing
things
that
on
they're
this
getting some
McMoby
signups from their
platform.
blogging.
So
And I got to
hope
be
that
honest
this
with
was
you, kind
useful.
of,
This is
I've just
Rob
been slacking
Tepper.
in that area.
You can find
Not
me
anymore.
at
I'm definitely
Tepper
making
Unleashed
it a
on
point to do whatever I
Facebook,
can to
robtepper.com
make a
on
blog
the
post
web.
once a day.
Put a
You want
slash
to do that, all right?
solo,
When
S-O-L-O,
you join
and
the
you
Power
can find
Network,
my solo
you
ad sales
automatically,
page.
your
And
blog is instantly
I look
populated.
forward to
All you got to do is go on there once a day
you
and make a blog
at the
post.
top.
If you're too busy, go head over to Fiverr.com, and there are people on there that will actually write up 2 articles
All right,
blog
so
posts,
this is
which would
Rob
mean
Tepper,
2
Rob
days worth of
Tepper
blogs,
Unleashed
blog
on
posts
Facebook,
for $5, a total of
robtepper.com,
$5. So
on the
you
web,
really don't have any
and
excuse not
I
to make
am
these
going
blog
to
posts.
now
The only reason I'm bringing
do
it up is
a
because
quick training
it's actually
on
working. I mean, there's people that are ranking
an
pretty
ad
good.
or
And so
solo,
now I want
a solo
to
ad or
rank
swap
well
on
mine
GetResponse.
because I've just been slacking in that. I mean,
Our
I've got other blogs and
past
everything that are bringing in
lessons,
some good
we've
traffic.
covered
But
5 other
wow,
autoresponders,
you know, these are
so
Power
this
Network
is number
blogs.
6.
They're already
And
there
there's
for
more
you.
autoresponders
They're
out
already
there,
there for
but
you. All you gotta
GetResponse is
do
actually one of
is,
the best.
I mean, whether
I
you're good at
inherited a
stories or
GetResponse
you
account,
whatever it is, I'm
bought
telling you, there are
business, and
there's some serious power
rather than
in their
him
blogging
exporting
platform,
his leads
and I really, really
having
encourage
me
everybody
start
to use
over,
it.
where you know, a lot of autoresponders won't
Oh,
allow you to
a blog post for feed. There are a bunch of people over at
leads
Fiverr.com.
without
It's Fiverr.com.
with the purchase
That's where
contract.
you
I
can
could have
find,
imported the leads, but then
There are
I
people
would have had to
outsource all
start
kinds of
communicating
things,
with them
and
all over again.
what
and I
Fiverr.com
wanted
is
to
a
keep
place
the
where
continuity, so
you can have all kinds
he
of
just
different
gave
things
me
done for you,
his
even advertising actually.
username
But
and password.
I kind of go with
and
people that will make banners for you and headers for
later,
websites and all kinds of really cool things. But the key to Fiverr,
there we go.
in my opinion, is to sort
So
what you're
this
searching
is,
for by rating,
now,
because those are the people, those are the gigs they call them, that are
person who's
that are rated the highest and that are the most popular.
over the next couple
And
of weeks, I'm
it's
gonna transition
I don't know, it's
introduce
helped
me,
save me a lot of time. There are plenty of times where I just don't have the time to be going into Photoshop or and
present
you know,
that
creating
to
a
the
header
subscribers,
for
but I don't want to do
one of my
anything that's gonna make
websites
you
or
all
blogs. So
unsubscribe.
I just really encourage you
So,
guys to actually do this. And
the nice thing
Dave and Dave, the
about
owners of Power Network,
autoresponders
they
is
talk
that they're
about
all
this
very,
all the
very
time.
similar. Once you know how to create
getting
messages
plugged
in one,
in,
you
yes,
can do
but
the
also
same
make
thing in all of
one
them.
blog post a day.
GetResponse actually
these
calls
people are,
messages newsletters.
Well, I want to give
Everything
out
is a
like
newsletter.
different keywords, and I think
So,
I will.
What I
my
do
webinar
when
will
I'm
be
creating a
this
new message
Thursday
is
at
I go
3
back
p.m.
to my
Eastern time.
newsletters and I look
Tissa,
at
I believe, is having one tonight
everything
at
that's been done
8
in the
p.m.
past.
Eastern time. So get
And
plugged
I'll
in.
usually,
we really,
just
really
like I've
want
shown
to
you
help
with
you
other
guys.
autoresponders,
we want
I'll
to let you know
pick the
what
most
it is that
current
we do
one
in order to make a lot of money
and
online,
edit that
in
one.
order to make a lot of money with the Power Network. And there are many
Okay,
reasons
so
for this, okay? Not just from a financial standpoint. I mean, we're making more money when you are. And we really,
we have a message that we need to send out.
It really is. It's
that
not,
hasn't gone out
this is
yet.
and Power Network is has no place for the greedy guru. It just doesn't.
see.
I'm gonna say that. Yeah, someone might get upset with me, but it
some
just
of my
isn't.
groups,
All right, it's the
but
place for people that want
let's
to
take
help
this
people
message.
and come together as a team, because we can go really far when there's teamwork. And so I'm just saying,
the March 20th message.
yeah, unless you're afraid of 6 figures online, you know, whether it's a month or a year, if you're a little afraid of that, then
that
maybe it's not the
message
place
looks
for you.
like
But
this. I'm gonna
we
pull
want
this
to get
onto
you
the
there,
screen.
and I'll tell you what, we're getting there. Six
New
figures a month
system builds your list and pocket
pretty
100%
close,
commission, so
and it's pretty exciting.
I promised 150 clicks
But most
this.
importantly, guys, I just want to meet you guys in Chicago.
And so far,
I can tell you
I haven't
from
delivered
the
all
bottom of my heart
150.
right now
In fact,
that you
let's see how
will
many
not
we
regret
delivered.
Chicago. Okay, if you do,
kind of a side issue.
oh, I got to be careful about my
But
promises
I do
here.
want to know.
Yeah, okay, if you regret Chicago and you're on Tiss's team or Brian Michael's team or my team, I'll give you some money.
Take a look.
I don't know. I got to think about a dollar amount because everybody's
gold
"Ooh,
account
Freddie said
and
give us
see
money for
exactly
this point." No one's
how
going to
many
be
clicks
disappointed
that I
though.
have
No one
delivered.
was disappointed. And I mean, unless nobody, all right, just get to Chicago, do whatever you can. And by the way, they're selling out of tickets. They are selling out. I think they are. The last I heard, they're 80% sold out, and that was like 3 weeks ago. And that's kind of troubling to me because, well, I just don't want them to sell out this quickly. But
So,
April 19th,
Mary,
20th, 21st,
when
please be there.
if you
It
edit
will change
these,
your life.
you'll
It's
get rid
all
of
about
something
who you
like this,
associate
where I'm
with.
just wasting
And when
a lot of
you
time.
come, well, we want to meet as many of you as possible. I'm telling you, it's just awesome to meet. I got the chance to meet some people on Tiss's team. I was brand new to Empower Network when I joined. I mean,
So I'm looking to
literally
see
less than 48 hours after
how
I
many
joined,
clicks did I delivered for
and I got
this pure
the chance
leverage,
to meet some
which
people
is
on
the
Tiss's
ad
team.
that I
some
just
of them I've
showed you
known
that,
for a long time.
that I'm
It was
supposed to give
just
150 clicks. Let me
awesome.
see how many clicks
It was
I've gotten
awesome
so
to
far,
see
so I
how-
know if I need to send
how
this.
it impacted their lives,
Because I've
how it
already sent it
impacted
to
my
several
own.
of my lists.
I really went there thinking,
So
okay,
yeah,
you
so
know what,
far
I
it's
want to
only
learn about this
gotten
company. And Tissa really
73
likes
clicks.
it, and I believe him. He's a good friend of
And
mine.
that's not so good.
So that's what I thought I was
wanna
going
send it
to. I mean, I thought it was going to be all hype, and it was the exact opposite of everything we would ever imagine.
So
Instead, it was just
go
an
back to the
empowering
GetResponse
event. And
screen.
nothing. I mean, I can't think of a better word than empowering.
And
It was
if
very,
you created the
very
message somewhere else
powerful. It was
already,
extremely. It just did.
like
I'm
in
trying
my
to put it in
case, I
words, but I
created
can't right
it
now,
here
and I don't want to take up
in
too much
AWeber.
time. All I got to say
So,
is, please blog once a day.
I'm
Okay,
sure I'm going to have to log
because
back
your blog
in
will go
because
places.
the screen's been up all
Create new
night.
blog
So
posts
let me
because
log back into
each
AWeber,
individual blog post will
and
actually
we'll
rank
just
separately.
copy and paste the
if you
message from AWeber
title them
since it
differently. I'll
already
talk a little bit about this on my own webinars, but
you know,
get to
has
Chicago,
all the links and
get
everything
to
in it.
Chicago, you will not regret it. It will change your
Show you
life.
what I mean
I promise
in
you,
1
it will be the best
But
event.
it's the same
best
thing if
business
you're
trip you have
starting
ever made
with the Word
and you ever will
document.
make. I
So
can promise you that.
let's go.
Okay, I better stop talking. All right, Brian, over to you. Thanks, Tissa and Brian, for all you guys do, and thank you all for being here. Love you guys.
Thanks, Brian. Always glad to have you, and Tissa as well. Appreciate you guys coming to my calls. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait for Chicago.
So we can either copy it from here.
For those who do actually attend.
We did that the first time.
The 30-day challenge we have
In
planned
this
is going to be
case,
life-changing.
we're
May the 21st until
going to
July the
just copy it
25th.
from
During that, just under 90 days, we'll be doing
AWeber.
30 different calls recorded on our
Log back
hidden
in.
website. So we don't share it with people who don't have anything to do with our teams. The training we provide will be life-changing. I mean,
This is very
it
inefficient.
allowed not just myself but many marketers to retire from their 9-to-5 job, working from home.
Actually, I
And
can log in
it is
here
possible.
too.
It takes time, and nothing
Because I already
happens
sent it
within
from
2 to
both
3 months.
AWeber
You have to
accounts.
stay
So I have
plugged in,
two different AWeber accounts.
yourself, send
One
some traffic to our webinars,
in my name and
just
one
enjoy
in Adita's name, the guy whose business that I
experience
bought.
what we will be providing you guys starting May the
So we
1st.
actually have to send twice in
And
AWeber,
Chicago, I mean,
once in
that will be
GetResponse,
my
once
first
in
event.
GVO,
I'll be
and I'd really
attending
love
every single
to
event wherever
get
they
rid
are
of the
in
other
world.
autoresponders, and that's
Because
something I
believe
want
in
to
Empower
work on
Network,
with you in the
and
next
I'm fully
couple days,
committed
is
to that
to
company, and
get
I'm
rid
not
of
even looking
Imnica
for any
and
kind of other
McMoby
business, so please don't email me
and
any kind of offers or some
and,
new launches, because
Imnica,
I truly
McMoby,
found
and
the
ListNinjas,
business that
and
I'll
just
be
use the other
working on
4.
long
the other
term
3.
for a very long time. We just started this week our paid marketing campaigns, and I'll be personally making sure that we crank it up every single week. And after the final test,
so
which will probably last
what you'll
another
see
week,
here,
I'll be
when
able
this
to
opens up,
get some data back, and once I
is the
receive my
message that I
data,
already
I'll be
created.
cranking up things.
In the meantime, because it's going slow,
Don't
I'll
forget
copy
Chris
it from
Voucher, our new partner,
the Word
who
document,
he wasn't able to attend
which
today. He had to go
I've
and
been
see
sharing
his doctor.
here. This is what my
And
customer provided to me.
what he does in terms of SEO. I mean, I know quite a few of internet marketers, but Chris is unique in his own ways. I mean, he has proven himself over and over in the last 3-4 years. I've seen him around, and well, we decided to partner up just because his marketing is very powerful
body copy,
and it's only good for our teams. It's only good for the core site. He's working actually on our websites in order of getting better ranks on Google, getting more organic traffic. He's got access to everything that is well for everyone related, and it's only going to get bigger and better. So thank you so much, everyone. I can't wait to meet you in Chicago, all our team members and Brian team members, team members.
Now remember that the name is different.
Stay plugged in. That's all you have to do. Attend
GetResponse, and on this account it's Adita, so we want to make sure that we.
And that's all it takes, you know. Attend
Adita's name there.
Challenge. Do some little
copy and
bits
paste.
pieces, you know. It's not hard.
And then
it doesn't really have to be hard.
This is the entire
once
link right here.
Which is proven
if
to
you
work,
double click on
once
it,
you see your own results,
you'll
and
see.
Once you bank your own commissions,
and then you go to the
you see that it's suddenly
link.
reality. Your whole mindset shifts. You suddenly believe, and you believe so strong. You want it every day.
But this
and
is
that's
HPA
that feeling,
3/2013, and I also want to track the autoresponder, so I would normally put AW. I forgot to put AW on that because I sent from
and that is something
AWeber.
that can happen.
Here I
anyone.
use A0W
staying plugged in
to signify that it's my second AWeber list.
So I'm just going to ask quick if Tissa or Brian Bear want to go.
This is the first time I'm sending from here, so when I send to the same list the second time, I would put a 2 at the end of it. Now this, even though it looks shorter,
if anyone has got any questions,
what you see on the page doesn't really matter.
A few minutes left.
What matters is what's in the link, and the link actually hides.
If you want to join, obviously
there's something hidden behind here, because this does say
or the link for Brian's new system is here inside the text chat.
3/2013, even though you don't see that on the link,
Facebook.
It's hidden on the link.
If you came through any Duplicaster links, there's
this
a
is
big
what's
yellow banner
important.
below.
This is actually what,
on Facebook,
what causes the
which
linking
is
to occur.
click here to join
so
for your 100% commissions.
OW, A0W, for AWeber,
wellforeveryone.biz,
update.
or head over to our training site at wellforeveryone.net. You can see the previous recordings. I mean,
and
that is it.
More
Decision time, guys. We're starting a new marketing platform in 3 to 4 days. All rotators are up and running. The paid marketing started. Commissions are flowing back from our first round of marketing.
Now you
and
go
that
down
goes
here,
back into marketing
straight
up. So it's up to you guys. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you, Brian Bear. I can't wait to meet you, my man. Thank you, Tita Gudamitani. The drinks are on these guys. They said it 100 times.
What's in here now is not what
all
we
of
want. If we go to the end, this is BP0318. That's not what we want. The one that was up above, which is PL Rotate, and this is Pure Leverage Rotator. So I try to name everything in a way that it makes sense, and I'll explain the link creation and the rotators separately. But this is once you've already figured out. So in my case, I've got 3 different links, 3 different places that they can click on the link. And then I always keep this Internet Marketing Survey on here. I actually changed the format slightly so that it stands out a little more, and I have this entire thing. Please complete this Internet Marketing Survey as a link so that people will click on it more. I've had over 200 people complete that survey so far, and I do believe that that list may be our most powerful asset. So I highly encourage you to do something similar. And then we've now created the message, but there's one thing that's really important that is it's totally hidden, and that is that we've just been working on the HTML body. The plain text is right underneath, and it's completely different. So what we do there is that we copy a text version of it. And so let me just grab it. I'm going to grab it right now from my Word document, and I'm going to put it in here, and then I'll just change the links. Go back to the HTML version, click on any one of the links and grab it. This probably might already be saved because I did this before. Control C. And back to the plain text version and replace these links that are in here with the Control V, and that works, right? And then we also want to do it one more time down here. And this is just a trick. If you're using Firefox, sometimes I change it and say if you're using Chrome, it's just one more place to put the link. All we want is for people to click on that link and take a look at the squeeze page. And as a solo ad provider, we make money when you're doing swaps. Your swap partner, all we really want is for people to see our squeeze page and then ideally opt in, right? But first, how do you get them to the squeeze page? Well, on Google, they're doing a search and you pay for the advertising, and your ad might come up on the side of the page when people are searching for ways to make money online. This is much more targeted. We're sending emails to people that have already expressed an interest in learning more about internet marketing or making money online. So here we go. By the way, down here, this says that it's a GetResponse. So S is always a sub-campaign. Well, this is the Make Money Online campaign, and we're getting a free gift. So this is actually a free gift rotator. And GetResponse, and then I have T here for text, so that I can actually see which people clicked on the text, which people got the text email and which people got the HTML version of the email. On the HTML version of the email, this is that same link, and if you look at it, you'll see instead of having a T there, it should have an H. Maybe it has nothing. I've been trying to make this consistent. See, it just has GR. So what I'll do is I'll add H for HTML. And now in the future, we know the people clicked on that link on the HTML email. And that helps us to see whether people are even using people are receiving the text version. Okay, so now we go on to the next step. I just leave all of this stuff as by default, but make sure that you as a GetResponse user know what everything does. I happen to only have one campaign right now, and I'm going to select that one campaign with 12,279 subscribers, and then I'm going to go to the next step. And in this case, we're going to send it right now. As things get going, you're going to actually schedule all of these out, and you won't be working on things that, in general, except for urgent things, you'll be setting things up a day or two in advance. I'm talking to my VA here, who's watching and observing, but you as a solo ad or swap provider should consider the same thing, that you don't want to have to do this 3 times a day. If you're sending out 3 emails a day, you'd actually like to sit down once and put 6 or 9 or 12 of them in the queue and then not have to come back to it. Alright, so when we do solos and swaps, I don't publish them on Twitter or Facebook. When I send out my own personal messages to my own affiliate programs or products, then I do. But otherwise I don't. Same thing with publishing on RSS. No reason to publish an RSS feed with a solo ad. And we're done. Congratulations. Your message will be sent according to your settings. So there we go, my friends. Now you know how to set up and send a message in GetResponse. I hope that was helpful. This is Rob Tepper. Rob Tepper Unleashed on Facebook and robtepper.com online. Love to work with you, and look forward to seeing you at the top. Hello, my friends. Rob Tepper here. You can find me at Rob Tepper Unleashed on Facebook, robtepper.com on the web, and lots of other places. Search for me on Google. But I am here at this moment to teach you, to share with you how I put my solo ads and my swaps that I'm running for other people and my own campaigns that I'm running to my list, how I actually run those on the autoresponder known as ListNinja. It's relatively new, and it looks like I'm logged in, but I guarantee you that I'm not. So this is what the login page looks like. If you have an account, you've seen this page before. Let's get us logged right in. And this is part 5 out of 5 autoresponders. I've actually gone through lessons for AWeber, GVO, ImnicaMail, and McMoby. And now we're doing ListNinjas. And there's a couple of other good ones out there that I'll probably add soon. eBizac is definitely on my short list, as well as GetResponse. But a couple of these may not stay on my list, but for now they are, and you get the benefit if you're trying to set up a campaign in ListNinjas. You can see that I have almost 10,000 subscribers in ListNinjas. And right now, in order to be able to send messages to different lists, let's take a look. In my case, I have several different lists. Where are they? We go to, scroll up to the top, Manage Lists. And you can see that I have subscribers on all these different lists. Kind of cool. And I'd like to be able to send one message to all of the lists. But right now, you can't do that, which is really kind of crazy. But we'll just do one, and then you can stick around as long as you want. I'll show a couple, and then I'll end the video so that you don't have to sit through them all. But to be honest, I have to go through and create them for each of these different lists one at a time. First I do RLR event 3, then I do RLR event 4, then I do Chris, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to do 2 of them on this video, and they're going to be 2 real ones. I'm going to send them out as soon as we finish creating them, and we'll go from there. So this little button is copy, this one is edit. So this is the most recent message, and I'm going to copy it. I usually do that because I figure most recent is the best. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Where'd my header go? That's never happened before. Shoot. Alright, well, to keep this short, we'll just get rid of the header. So the header is kind of a nice element. It makes the image, I think it helps with spam, but actually this is just as well. So no image in here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the ad copy, which I've got right here. You want to have your ad copy ready before you get to the autoresponder step. We're going to make $200 for each person you refer, and then here's the text. There's a link. The link actually goes to this page right here, and we've already set up ads in AWeber and GVO and Imnica and McMoby. So let's just go to GVO, and we'll copy the work that we already did there, because we've already done formatting, you know, for the HTML. We changed the link here so it says check it out instead of actually being the link. So let's just copy this all the way down to your success. Control C, and replace what was there, to your success. Actually, I think to your success is included. Let's Control V, and it decides to change the font. We'll go back to, I always use a Arial 14 or 15 on AWeber, but 14 everywhere else. And I guess I didn't do it here, so let's change that to 14 as well. Okay, cool, right? So now the only other thing we want to do is that this is Brennan, this is my my customer's initials, 031813 is the date, and then this was for GVO. We want to track, I like tracking which autoresponder, so I'm going to put LN instead of GVO. And you always want to add that link inside anything that you want to change, add it before the end of the link, because if we add it at the end, if I put the LN here, you see that it's not underlined. It's does not included. Right? So we don't want that. We want it to be included. So even when I did that, I messed up, so now the N won't be part of it. So now I have to go back one, do LN, and then get rid of that extra L. And even though it looks good now, it still is not captured that way inside the link. If we double click on it, or we can do it, just click on it once, or you can double click on it anywhere, or you can go like this, but you want to go here, insert edit link, and we want to, you see it did not change it to LN. Even though we changed it, it didn't change, so we change that to LN, and that's it. Same thing here, click on it, go here, change that to LN, good to go. And now remember, this ListNinjas, every list I'm going to have to send to separately, so I could do LN1, LN2, LN3 if I want to track which lists are clicking, but for this solo ad right now, well, maybe I will do that. This one will be LN, so the next one will be LN2, and here, this we actually didn't take this from this current ad, so what we want to do is we want to get the link from the link that we just created and copy it like that, because it's already, let's see if this one, we can just do this one now, copy from here, Control C, and let's paste that there. So I'm not sure if all this stuff with the ampersands, I think it's probably okay, but now make sure it's okay. Do the same thing here. Replace what was there, Control V, update, and we're good to go. And then the rest of this is standard language that we kept in there from the previous message. It all looks good to me. Down here we give a free gift, and that should have an LN at the end of it. Actually, I don't want it to be, this is an identifier, so I usually use this opt-out tag. Opt-out. Actually, I think I'm going to change it now, which is free gift. So that's the identifier that when people click on this link at the end, they know that it's the free gift, that I know in my tracker that it's the free gift link. And we'll do the same thing. We'll do free gift dash LN. Is that what I called it up here? Free gift dash LN. It's good to have the same name. So in your tracker, free gift.ln. If you want to separate whether people are getting the text message, the text version or the HTML version and clicking on it, you could actually put a T versus an H or something. We've done that before if you watch the other videos, but I won't bother with that right now. So many possibilities. That's what, tracking is so powerful, and when you start getting a lot of clicks, you do want to be tracking everything. You know what? I just realized that this is not the free gift link. I'm not thinking. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to put that where it goes, which is at the end of the email. Free gift. And up here we want to have this link repeated. And that should be the same link that we have here. Let's just make money online. Why is it 316? It should be 318. Alright. So be very careful. Make sure that your links are correct. We want this to be 3.8. Oh, that's why. Because this is the wrong message. We forgot to copy and paste. So let's go back to GVO where we have a version of the text version. And I apologize for wasting your time, but hey, I'm human and it's good to see. Go back here and we're going to put the correct message in here. And having the wrong date on there was kind of a reminder. There we go. This has the BP 318. Now here all we're going to do is we're going to change this to LN. We're going to change this to LN. We're going to copy this. We could have copied down to the PS, but we didn't, so we got to replace the PS. Like that. Beautiful. And then we get down to the end of the message, and that's where we got the free gift -ln. Okay. Understand? Hopefully. This the HTML version and the plain version. Now, I have the click tracking turned off, because when you have the click tracking turned on, it actually saves. As soon as you save anything, the link winds up getting saved in a ListNinja format, and then when you want to copy the message to another list, you have to go and make major edits to that link, and I hated that, so I'm not using the click tracking right now. I use my AdTracks Gold to do that. I want to send to all subscribers in the list. I want to send immediately, and voila. Okay, now that's done for RLR event 3. Now what I'll do is, unfortunately, I have to copy it, everything that I just did. By the way, this resume is key, but before we can resume, in other words, it doesn't actually start sending. Oh no, stop. I messed it up. Oh my goodness. Let me go back and edit it. I forgot to change the subject line, silly me. So we want to put in the right subject line, which is, if you remember, make $200 for every person, make $200 for each person you refer. It's on the ad copy right here. So I'm being very, very careless. So you should take some good notes and don't be careless like this. Get it right the first time. Let's put it in here. Actually, we'll put their name in, comma, because I know that this list we have their name, and we can put want to make $200 for each person to refer. That's very personal. Let's see if that gets good clicks. Okay, so now we're going to send immediately, and we're going to do it again. Oh my goodness, I'm not even sure if that got sent. I believe that it just did get sent again. So we're going to assume that it did, and if you do it right the first time and you make sure that you put the subject in there, you won't have that issue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, we can either do edit or copy, it doesn't really matter. Here we use the edit, and now we're going to go into another tab, and we're going to go into RLR event 4. In RLR event 4, we're going to go down to our very last message, and we're going to copy it, and then we're going to change the subject to the subject that we just created for RLR3. You see here we're at RLR3. We're going to go back to the other tab, RLR4, and change the subject right there. And we're going to go back to RLR3. We're going to copy everything down to your success. We're going to put it here in this message. The header is in here. We'll get rid of the header. Don't worry about that. If you do have a header, you want to make sure that everything is copied correctly, and pay attention to detail. It's definitely attention to detail. It's key in getting your subscribers to love you and to trust you over time. Okay, we're going to go with Arial 14. Those of you who have watched any of these before, I'm pretty consistent with that. We've got everything here, including ListNinjas. Now here's where I said that we're going to track each list separately. So we're going to call this LN2, and I'm going to, even though I changed the name here, it didn't save it. When we go here, we're going to put a 2 at the end and update that. And we're going to click on check it out, go here, add a 2 at the end, update, and we're going to go go to here, click there, and oh, we realize that that's a whole different link. So now what we're going to do, we want to use this link. So we go Control C and we copy it, go back to here, click on the link again, and just replace that entire thing with the correct link. So there's actually 3 places where somebody can click to be able to go to get the information that we're being paid to provide. We've also got the benefit of being able to tell people that if they want to work with you, that they can fill out your survey. You guys should definitely take a look at my survey if you've gotten this far. I copied ideas, I should say not copied, but I borrowed ideas and I modeled the best. I started with Dagan, Smith, Matt Lloyd, and Mike Phil-Same's questions, and had no limitations on what I could and couldn't add to them, so I wound up with what I think is pretty good. If you have any feedback, I would love to have it, especially if you use it. Then I would really appreciate if you give me some good feedback. My gift to you, if we want to track if they're clicking on it from this particular list or another list, this is LN4 is what I called it before, because LN4 was for RLR event 4. So just be consistent in what you're doing. But I think what I want to do now that I'm changing everything around is that I'm going to change this to, instead of opt out, we're going to call it free gift. What did we say before? LN free gift. But we're going to do this as LN2. That's our second list. So LN2 free gift. And then let me grab that and I'll copy it into the text version. So down to the text version. You do want the two to be consistent. But you could do one other thing if you want, is that you can say LN2T. And so now you know that it's a text version. You can make this one, just leave it LN2, or you can make it LN2H. Let's put the H in there. So it can be consistent everywhere with an H versus a T. And now we're getting some really, really good data, which is great if we have lots of subscribers. There's enough people clicking and opening, you definitely want to know this stuff. And it's good to start when you're just starting out. It's very, very helpful to track, especially if you have someone to help you to do the analysis of what all of that tracking data is telling you. Okay, so now let's save the message. We've got it set up to send immediately. We're not going to do the click tracking. And broadcast has been added. So now we've got that, and we don't forget to click the resume. We do have the subject right this time, and it is sending. Let's go back to RLR list 3 and go back to broadcasts and see if that looks like it's sent. So we're on RLR 4, and what about RLR 3? RLR 3 looks like it's sent, but we'll check later and see whether we got any clicks from it, and if necessary we'll send it again. Okay, that, my friends, if you've had the patience to stick with it, that is your lesson on ListNinjas. ListNinjas email autoresponder system, and unfortunately I have to now go in and do that 5 more times to send it out to my other lists. So hopefully ListNinjas will fix that and allow you to send to all your lists simultaneously in the future. But for now, I believe, unless somebody knows differently, please let me know. You have to create it once, spend your time, be very careful, get it right once, and then just copy and paste it. And if all you want to track is ListNinjas, you don't have to change the links every time. You can just copy and paste But if you want to track which list within ListNinjas it's coming from, since you have to go through that effort of doing it so many different times, spend another minute and actually put that extra digit in there so that you can go back and see which of your lists are most responsive. That could be very valuable. Just an idea, and once again, I hope it was worth your time. And I have a dry mouth at this point. I've just done this for 5 autoresponders in a row, and I am going to say at this point, this is Rob Tepper. You can find me online all the time on Skype at Rob Tepp. You can find me on Facebook at Rob Tepper Unleashed. You can find me on my website at robtepper.com. Find me on Google at Rob Tepper, and I hope to see you at the top.